Well, good morning. It's sort of crowded here. It's like 5:45, 5:47. Brian and I are at the trailhead for Capitol Peak, which is that peak that you're seeing out there, I believe. Well, the first mile was very joggable, very flat. Starting to go up a little bit. Just weaving through the aspens. Pretty cool with the sun. Well, eventually we're gonna meet up with Capitol Creek somewhere down here. Down in this low point is where the creek's running. Well, here's Capitol Creek. There's our ridge up there. There's our ridge up there that we're going to be going up. Took a little detour here. Go see Capitol Lake up close. I'm gonna have to head back that way. And the saddle is up there. And there's Capitol. So here's your view of the lake. Pretty cool. So we gotta climb up to this Daly Saddle now. D-A-L-Y. These are unrelenting, but we're definitely over halfway up. This one's easier. Just hammering up to the Daly Saddle. Daly Saddle. That wasn't that bad. Here's Capitol. Here's the view over. We gotta go down over here. Not the easiest thing in the world. Bring back bad memories of Pyramid with my rock ice axe. But I had one. So we're bending over and then up around this hump to unseen 13 or K2. So I think that's K2. We gotta cross the snow, get to that rock, and then we're gonna have to try to stay on rock. All right, we spotted K2 for the first time. The view was hidden for quite a while, but we can avoid all the snow. So that is, that's good. Well, we've reached the base of K2 here. All right, well, you're going up and over K2. It's very jagged rock everywhere. Whew. Does this count as a 13er summit? K2. Complete. And there lies Capitol. I think it's only a half mile from here. That might be Snowmass. and the bells, I believe. And pyramid somewhere. I don't know. Might have that wrong. It's an awesome view. Awesome view. K2 down climb. I suppose it could get a little spicy. I think I want to go off. Yeah, obviously go off to the right here and not over there. One sort of tough step right there. Other than that, we are good. Hope this is it. I don't know if I even need to be up here. This is the actual knife edge that everyone knows about. Everyone wants to see. So we will step down to it, and then I will let him record me across. I will go across. Yeah, this is it. All right, here is the actual knife edge, and right off the bat you can sort of walk lower if you want, but that's no fun. All right, we want to be up high. I mean, some of it's like wide steps, some of it's narrower steps. So, you know, pick your poison, which way you want to step. Whew. Like here, you could step down lower, I suppose. Let's get back up though. I mean, this isn't that bad. I mean, I in theory could have walked across the whole thing. All right, that was it.
Kevin, get me crossed. It's gonna make it look really easy. Yeah, Kevin made it look easy.
So onward and upward we go. I see a person, so I'm gonna mark that spot where we need to go by. But I think the route gets a little more difficult to follow, so we're gonna stay on the ridge at least. All right, so after the actual knife edge, there was a little more knife edge action. All right, so we've reached this notch with a nice wrap sling in case you wanna, I don't know, wrap down one of these steep gullies maybe? Not sure. But we gotta go up and then start cutting over and zigzagging. I haven't really seen any cairns, but I'm not worried about it. Well, the cairns are prominent. So it's just a series of little up climbs, ledge traverses. Look for the cairns. I mean, honestly, pretty easy. Until we lose them. But even then, I'd like to think I could manufacture a way up this mountain. It's very reminiscent of the finish on Snowmass. I mean, Snowmass is right there. It's the same type of rock, obviously, but Snowmass had like ridge on the face, ledge, gully, ledge, gully. If anything, this might be easier than Snowmass. So we're crossing the face of another gully. That's cool down there. Cairn. So I was gonna start rapping, but then I looked up and I saw that guy, the White Angel. So we're gonna have to climb up here another 50 feet or so. All right, we've come to the Slate Rock and we are crossing it, going slightly up. There's a cairn over there. So I'll probably actually drop here to make it easy ledge walking. Yeah, this is a nice lower ledge here. It'll take me right where I want to go. Pop up to Mr. Intermediate ledge here. Take him for a while. Whew. And there's our cairn, where we wanted to be. So we're in good shape. Almost to the summit. We've wrapped around, popped up on sort of the ridge of the rib, and I think this is it. Summit? Yes? No? Capital? It's fine though. I'll just frolic on the ridge. All right, so after a little bit of bonus ridge life, we have finally gotten to our summit, which appears to be, oh, it's another something in a different language. Capital, it says. Capital Peak. Capital Peak. Yeah. Oh. Nice. And there are no shortcuts to Capitol Lake, unfortunately. There's now quite a bit of snow out here. Quite a bit of snow. So I think that is Snowmass. And I think you're seeing the two bells. And I was gonna say Pyramid, but maybe not. One of those guys on the left, I think, is Pyramid. Then the bells, then Snowmass. Number 56. Just have the bells left, and of course have to get down safely off of here. Why wait, right? Well, I actually followed the cairns down this time, but I didn't like it. I'd rather just be up on the ridge. I think we're gonna take ridge direct down from K2 to the saddle. So stay tuned for some potential spiciness and down climbs, but I doubt it. So traversing the little slate area, slate colored rock, and it's well cairned. Back to the knife edge, climb K2. We should be all good. Knife edge number 1. Sort of the easier one. And you could just walk below it if you wanted to, but what fun is that? When you can avoid a 10-foot drop and regain. So that was Knife Edge Junior. All right, it's time for Knife Edge Senior, which is barely more difficult than Knife Edge Junior. So what side should we go on? Or should we get creative and walk on it? Nah, we'll just use the footholds that nature has provided us. Although in some cases, you can just kind of walk on the top. Helps to put your arms out a little bit. Let's see. Probably put my feet on the wrong side there. Ow. All right. Let's well, whatever. We drop down here. We're across the real knife edge. I guess I just don't get the concept of exposure, because like if you fell off on that side, you would literally land on a ledge, you know, right there or wherever you were, not that far down. This side, I think you could catch some of the rocks. There's obviously like ledges, not like big ledges, but there's steps in the rocks or rocks themselves, although some of them might pull loose. I would think, like if this is like the worst part, like if I just went sliding down here, see how there's like little like 2-3 inch ledges? I'd like to think I could catch one of those. But maybe not, but over there it looks better, is what I'm getting at, than right here. So, anyway. Where was your knife edge crux on the way back? Whew. Look at this big guy. Push him off. We just descended off the last tower. Now we gotta climb K2. We're gonna try the left side. Traverse. And this looks like some semblance of a notch. It'll avoid a little bit of a regain. Ooh. Yeah, this is good. So I just want to be careful here. Loose snow. I don't like this loose stuff. Not bad. So I'm just gonna cut this line directly across. Anyway, you get the idea. We're stepping down and then we're going right there, and then we're taking this ridge straight back to our saddle to drop. So I've done it. I've gained the K2 ridge, Goes all the way down to our saddle. There's Mount Daly. I think this is going to be nice and tame. I think, you know, knock on wood. But it's so easy to walk on like a wide ridge. The rocks are like nice and flat and big, and you don't have to mess with all that crap down there. Like, why would I want to go down there and wrap around to the saddle I can just go straight towards? So there's your lake. You just can't get there this way, although it's tempting. So we get our first glimpse of most of this ridge. So these first couple, whatever, teeth, spires, needles, look like pretty easy, just walking class 2. Looks like we have a narrow notch where the rock is red, and then looks like we'll have an up climb, and then we'll go along that top part, and then who knows what the other side has in store. But these first 2 needles to that notch look pretty easy. Alright, well, we've come down past the first needle around the snow, and now we're heading towards what I'm calling needle 2. Although it's not very narrow for a needle, but I'm thinking of, like, you know, the needles on Whitney. They kind of look like that. So what I called needle 2 or tower 2 actually had a preliminary notch here, and we're still heading towards the red wall and the main notch, which it looks like I want to just stay on the ridge proper until the cliff tells me otherwise, but I don't think it's going to. We'll find out. So, well, I'll just show it to you. I'm about to look down on this next notch. Let's make sure we can get down to it. Yeah, we can. And then we can go up that, and then who knows what it has for us over on the other side. So, to the red wall and this notch. There's life on the ridge here. Step around this. But otherwise, I'm right on it. Gonna contour right over to this next notch, get back on the ridge proper, and continue. There we go. Step. I mean, sometimes it's just easier because then you don't get these like sort of exposed faces. So I think staying on the ridge proper is always an option, and generally it's going to be safe too. You just get some pointy stuff. You gotta hop around, so sometimes it's slower, but nothing too crazy. Okay, reached another point, and we're continuing on. So far, so good. There's K2. I mean, I guess we haven't dropped that far, but I mean, this ridge is fairly tame. Hasn't really thrown anything crazy at us. So I can see the saddle way down there. I'm gonna say 400 feet down at least. So we have a choice. There's a gully or stay ridge proper. And I made the choice to stay ridge proper. When in doubt, stay on the ridge. So that's what I'm doing. It looks like I got a nice little ramp right here. So we're gonna utilize it to walk it down. So getting lower, descending, but still have a while to descend. It's just pointy. If it weren't pointy, it'd be really easy. Yeah, headed down. Fairly steep section, but still very easy to step down. Oh, get all the loose rock out of the way. Oh, we've weaved through some spires after the big sort of step down, and now we just got to ride this dirt out down to the saddle. Maybe a couple step moves here on rock. Then we're gonna run 6 miles back to the car at 7-minute 45-second pace is what Brian has committed to. But as you can see, we are about back. Oh no, we gotta go climb Daly, I forgot. Just kidding. Back to the saddle, baby. I like these switchbacks coming up. Yeah, it was pretty nice. Ran into a bunch of people doing trail work here, so thanks for all the work you guys are doing. We got 3.2 miles left to the car on the ditch trail, so hopefully I cross this more gracefully this time. All right, we are out Capitol Ditch Trail. That was Capitol Peak. Great hike though. Nothing too sketchy. You can take the ridge from K2 to Daly or vice versa. I would recommend it. Knife edge wasn't anything to be worried about, just basic class 3 stuff. So that's it. And finisher tomorrow. So next video after this one will be the Bells Traverse to finish the Colorado 14ers for me.